banquet time! Oh wait! Abby! 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 What the heck? Oh, it's banquet time! Oh, go!
Abby, you're late. Where you at? You gotta pick me up.
Well, I'm not late. You're the one who's always late, Addie.
I'm not late. You're the ones that are always late.
Addie, get in! Hey, Hannah, where are you at?
Yeah, I'm in Quick Start.
Okay, we'll be there in a couple minutes to pick you up.
6 o'clock? I thought you said 7.
Hey, there's Hannah! It's banquet!
Nothing.
Well, the girls are here ready to get you for banquet.
Oh, just getting ready.
Tommy, were you singing again?
No, I would never. The shower just wasn't working.
Uh-huh, sure. Just get in the van. Guys, it's time to get sad.
This night is cold in the kingdom. I can feel you fade away. From the kitchen to the bathroom sinking. Your steps keep me awake. Don't cut me down.
Stop!
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, are you ready? It is my honor and privilege to introduce to you your 2021 and 2022 AP FFA officer team. Starting out, Junior Vice President, the Tommy Jansen. Sentinel, Cora Barron. Next up, reporter Hannah Butcher. And treasurer Elena Mulder. Next, we have Secretary Hannah Bill and Vice President Addie Williamson. And last but not least, our final pair, our advisor, Mr. Pudence, and your 2021-2022 Appleton Parkersburg FFA Chapter President, Abby Barron.
The banquet hall will now come to order. We are now holding the banquet of the Appleton Parkersburg FFA chapter. Esteemed vice presidents, are all officers at their stations?
We shall call the roll of officers, determine if they're at their stations, and report back to you, Madam President. The Sentinel.
Stationed by the door.
Your duty's there.
Through this door pass many friends of the FFA. It is my duty to see that the door is open to our friends at all times and that they are welcome. I care for the meeting room and paraphernalia. I strive to keep the room comfortable and assist the president in maintaining order.
The reporter.
The reporter is stationed by the flag.
Why by the flag?
So as the flag covers the United States of America, so I strive to inform the people that every man, woman, and child may know that the FFA is a national organization that reaches from the state of Alaska to the Virgin Islands and from the states of Maine to Hawaii.
The treasurer.
Stationed by the emblem of Washington.
Your duty's there.
I keep a record of receipts and disbursements, just as Washington kept his farm accounts, carefully and accurately. I encourage thrift among members and strive to build up our financial standings through savings and investments. George Washington was better able to serve his country because he was financially independent.
The secretary.
Stationed by the ear of corn.
Your duty's there.
I keep an accurate record of all meetings and correspond with other secretaries wherever corn is grown and FFA members meet.
The advisor.
Here by the owl.
Why stationed by the owl?
The owl is a time-honored emblem of knowledge and wisdom. Being older than the rest of you, I am asked to advise you from time to time as the need arises. I hope that my advice will always be based on true knowledge and ripened with wisdom. Esteemed Vice Presidents, why do you keep a plow at your station?
The plow is a symbol of labor and tillage of the soil. Without labor, neither knowledge nor wisdom can accomplish much. Our duties require us in assisting and directing the work of our organization. I preside over the meetings in the absence of our president, whose place is beneath the rising sun.
And why is the president so stationed?
The rising sun is a token of a new era in agriculture. If we follow the leadership of our president, we shall be led out of the darkness of selfishness into the glorious sunlight of brotherhood and cooperation. Madam President, all officers are at their stations.
Thank you. The secretary will call the roll of members.
I am pleased to announce there are 30 members and 104 guests present, Madam President.
Thank you. FFA members, why are we here? To practice brotherhood, honor agricultural opportunities and responsibilities, and develop those qualities of leadership which an FFA member should possess. May we accomplish our purposes. I now declare this banquet of the Appleton-Parkersburg FFA chapter duly open for the transaction of business or any attention to any matters which may properly be presented. Once again, good evening, everyone, and welcome to our 2022 Appleton-Parkersburg FFA chapter banquet. Our chapter thanks all of you for attending this banquet and supporting the chapter. We have an exciting evening planned ahead to recognize all our members' accomplishments throughout this year. To get us started in the odd, I would like to welcome Alan Johnson to the podium to give our invocation for our supper. Alan is currently a sophomore in the FFA chapter. His SAEs are diversified horticultural crops and poultry production. Please welcome Alan.
Let's pray for tonight's meeting. Dear Father God, I thank you for the great food that we were blessed to have, along with the good conversations that we were able to have at the meal. Thank you that we were able to visit with family and friends. Thank you for the great opportunities we were blessed to have through FFA and through people like Mr. Poons and other people at the school who help us to get to local, educational, and future job opportunities. Thank you for the great men and women in this community that have made all of this possible, and I also thank you for our great nation and the safety that we are able to have in it. I pray that you help us to glorify and honor you for all that you've blessed us with and given us. Help us to give good and godly lives with a godly mindset to further your kingdom. And please help us use our gifts and talents to the best of our ability to help our world, our nation, and our community for the better. I pray that the upcoming awards will go well and help those to receive this scholarship to use it to the best to the future career and leadership opportunities to help the agriculture community for the better. I thank you lastly for sending your son Jesus Christ to die for the sin of the world and for everything that you've given us, even when we do not deserve it. Let your name be glorified forever. In your name, amen.
Thank you, Alan. Next, I will ask our 2020-2021 chapter president, McKenna Brower, to please come to the podium for welcoming to our awards portion of the evening.
Again, welcome to the 2022 AP FFA Chapter Banquet. Good evening, everyone. My name is McKenna Brower. For those of you who don't know me, I served as the 2020-2021 Appleton-Parkersburg FFA Chapter President. I just wrapped up my freshman year of college at South Dakota State University, where I double major in ag communication and advertising, with minors in business and digital and social media. I also am working towards receiving my certificate in ag law. Throughout this year, I've been given a great opportunity to work for a local show cattle operation. I get to travel the Midwest, meet new people, and learn different things that I wouldn't at home. My time at the Appleton-Parkersburg FFA member has drastically impacted my career goals, career readiness, and my passion for growing agriculture industry. As I look back on my experiences while preparing to speak this evening, I have realized that I've developed an unbelievable amount of growth while wearing the blue jacket. Some of this growth comes through participating in contests and attending conferences, but most of it comes from the relationships that I've made with fellow FFA members. Not only did these people support me in FFA, but in everything else that I do, and they continue to impact me today. I firmly believe that I would not be where I am without these experiences and connections that I've made through the FFA organization. APFFA members, you shall all feel proud to be part of a chapter that has an incredible history and excellence for preparing the students for professional life. I hope every member takes advantage of the endless opportunities this organization has to offer. My challenge to you is to make the most of the time that you have in this chapter and take the chance, because you may stumble upon something that you are dearly passionate about and want to build a career around, while making friends in the process. With that being said, I would like to sincerely thank Mr. Pudens and the FFA organization for inviting me back home to speak tonight. I am so excited to see the honors and members that achieved throughout this school year, and to help you celebrate the soon-to-be AP FFA alumni. For all those that have worked, they have worked very hard this year and the past 3. To wrap this up, I think it is very important for all of you to know that God has a plan for you all. I don't know if any of you have met or know Joel Osteen. He is a pastor in Houston, Texas, and he has an incredible podcast that I very highly recommend. And in this podcast, he talks a lot about life. Fulfilling the best plan for your life is one of his podcasts. This podcast talks about how everyone fails, at least once in their life. Although you fail and although you make mistakes, this doesn't mean that you are ruining God's plan for you. God has multiple ways to get you to where he wants you to end up. And sometimes that path will be rough, and sometimes that path will test you. But at least you have God along with you throughout every step of the way. Trust in him, lean on him in times of need. He will always be there for you. Thank you.
Thank you, McKenna. It is always a pleasure having alumni come back to welcome our assembly. Our chapter would like to extend a genuine thank you to Mr. Thomas for all he does for our chapter throughout the year. It is very unique to have such a supportive administrator, and we appreciate his continued support. We will now call our featured speaker to the podium for this evening. Ella Hummel from the Iowa FFA Association will be giving a short message to our assembly, explaining her time as a state officer and some enlightening words to our members, parents, alumni, and the community. Can we please have a round of applause as Ella comes to the podium?
Hi, everyone. So, like she said, my name is Ella Hummel, and I just got done serving as the North Central State Vice President this year. So, I was the 2021-2022 VP for this region. So, very excited to have gotten that opportunity and excited to move forward to as I go into college. So, tonight I wanted to talk a little bit about road trips. So, for me, one of the very first memorable experiences I had in FFA was a road trip. How many of us have been to national convention, either like past, present, hoping to go? All right. So my freshman year, I loaded up in a gold minivan on a cold October day. It was like freezing. Windows were tinted, like awful. And I headed out to Indianapolis with a few girls that I didn't know yet, who would become lifelong friends. And I'm going to stop for a second. Those people that I met in that van transformed my life in a way I could have never imagined. So beginning, I was a scared little freshman, not knowing what I was getting myself into. And throughout those miles, I got to know those people, the 2 older girls, on such a deeper level that it kind of got me super interested in FFA and ignited my passion for an organization. And without it, I don't think I'd be standing here today. Just like that road trip, which was the beginning of my FFA journey, I think we have some people here today who are also beginning their journey. So our people receiving our green hand degrees are just starting their FFA journey, and they're starting a walk along FFA that will probably lead them to many places they had never imagined. So when we start a road trip, we have to be prepared. And I would encourage our green hand people to be prepared as well. So to start my road trips, I always like to start with Casey's breakfast pizza and chocolate milk. You know what I'm talking about, right? Specifically the bacon kind, not a sausage gal, but whatever our road trip preparation may be, when we start journeys, we have to be prepared for what they might be. And then as we go along our journey, we go through maybe some tough times. Maybe we get a few flat tires, miss some FFA deadlines, no matter how many emails get sent out about them. Maybe we encounter some challenges, but we have to take a second and enjoy the moment. And I would encourage everyone on the middle of their journey to say yes as many times as they can. To echo what McKenna said earlier, there's a lot of opportunities in FFA that you can track down no matter what you're interested in. So whether you're musically inclined, there's band and choir, or if you're interested in livestock, there's obviously opportunities to show at the county and state fair. Or if you're interested in traveling, there's a lot of conferences, whether in Washington, D.C. or in Ankeny. I know I was a part of several of those as a state officer. But there's something for everyone in FFA, and through the middle of our journey, it's our job to say yes to as many things as we can and enjoy that experience. And then finally, as we reach our destination, so maybe we're a retiring officer tonight, maybe we're a senior who's looking back on our 4 years of FFA, or no matter what we are, if we're at the end of our destination, it's a good opportunity to look back and reflect. So for me, my opportunity to reflect came about a month ago as I wrapped up my term as a state officer and stood on the stage at Hilton and retired and took off my jacket for the last time. And although it was sad, giving up something that had been my full life for a full year, I found it incredibly rewarding to look back and see how many people I had met, all the chapters I had gotten the opportunity to visit, all the cool things that I saw people doing. And it was so rewarding to look back and see how far I'd came. So if you're at the end of a destination today, whether you're finishing your time in FFA or whatever the case may be, maybe you're a parent and this is your youngest child who's wrapping up an FFA tonight. If you're at the end of your destination, it's a great chance to reflect back on where you've been, as well as look forward and see what your next road trip may be, what the next opportunity is. And then last but not least, it wouldn't be a road trip without a driver, right? And so in our FFA road trip, our driver is our advisor. So I just want to give a shout out to Mr. Pudence because throughout my year of service, I have gotten to see some of the behind the scenes of what advisors do for us. And I can tell you that there are so many hours and effort and time that are put in that nobody ever sees. And it's often an unthanked job. So if we could give Mr. Pudence a round of applause, that would be great. And I don't know if it's just my chapter, I don't know about you guys, but our advisors always have the ability to get us on time to events no matter how late we leave. Not sure how that happens. Speed limits, don't know about those. But anyway, thanks for listening to me all tonight. Congratulations on your accomplishments. This is certainly a very impressive turnout and a very impressive banquet. So have a great night, and it's been awesome.
Thank you, Ella, for your words of enlightenment. It was a genuine pleasure to watch you serve as a 2021-2022 North Central District Vice President this past year. Your retiring address moved all of us in attendance at the conference. Your poise and bright personality inspired us this whole year, and we all took pride in being the chapter neighbor to a state officer. We aspire to someday have our own members follow in your footsteps. We wish you safe travels home, plenty of time to catch up with school after this busy year, and best of luck as you consider your run for National FFA office. Can we please have one more round of applause for Ella Hummel of Grundy Center FFA and the Iowa FFA Association. With our welcome and guest speaker completed, we will now start the awards portion of our program and start with our sponsorship recognition. Will Jeff Mowinkle please come to the podium to announce the alumni sponsors?
Thank you. In January of 2020, the Applington FFA Alumni and Supporters Chapter was chartered. There were several months of work and a pause by a pandemic, but the goal was finally attained to have a support group for our FFA chapter. In October of 21, officers of the chapter were elected to begin the official duties and to help run the group responsibilities. Jeff Mowinkle was elected president, Travis Williamson as vice president, Sarah Jansen as secretary, and Derek Harkin as treasurer. The group hit the ground running by discussing possible events to put on, setting goals for the upcoming year, securing memberships, setting up the sponsorships, and taking the reins to the Swine Jackpot Show held in early May. In this process of seeking sponsorships, the alumni chapter has been blown away by the support of the community and businesses that they have for our FFA members. In the last 2 months, more than $15,000 was secured to support our students. And this evening, later on, $4,100 of those funds will be distributed through scholarships to 7 senior FFA members. The alumni and supporters seek to support many facets of the ag education in our area, in our district. Some of these items would include purchase of the official FFA jackets, purchases of annual chapter t-shirts for the active members, the alumni run jackpot show expenses, ag education classroom needs, supporting the Washington Leadership Conference through financial aid for that, as well as state and national FFA convention financial aid, and any other leadership activities or conferences that we can be supportive of. If you are a parent, alumni of the chapter, a community member, or business interested in supporting the chapter, the alumni officers will be available later on this evening yet to help you get signed up. I'd like to finish by thanking the supporters that we've had so far for the alumni and supporters chapter. And at this time, I'd like to recognize the supporters that we have. And if you're a representative from the business or individual, we'd like you to please stand as well to be recognized. On the local level, Brian and Melissa Benning, Barry Scott from the AP High School Falcon Shop, Jeannie Meyer, Josh Brower with the Butler County Cattlemen, Josh Peters, Pioneer Seed, Sip and Shop, and Virgil Goodrich. And then in the red and black level, Corey Troina at AP Tax and Accounting, Applington Chiropractic Clinic, Beaver Meadows Golf Course, Bev and Henny's, Brass Highway 57 Auto, Galen and Carla Mulder, Harkin Lumber, Highview Animal Hospital, Midwest One Bank, John Canigator from John's Auto, Johnson Plumbing and Heating, Lawler and Swanson, Legend Trail Golf Course, Neil and Lauren Schroggy, Dave Schneiderman at the Parkersburg Tire and Alignment Shop, Putin's Repair and Farms, Randy and Linda Williamson, Seeks Parkersburg Pharmacy, Shook Realty Company, Steve and Chris Eiton, Travis and Emily Williamson. And at the bronze level, we have AC Farms, American Legion, Bayer Crop Science, Butler County Pork Promoters, Campbell Mellema, Cargill, Greenbelt Bank and Trust, Kesley Electric, Lincoln Savings Bank, Mowinkle Farms, Napa Auto Parts, R&J Auto Sales, Rod Mulder Lawn Service, Sinclair Elevator, and the Sons of American Legion. And that in our silver level, we have Checkered Flag Trailer Sales, Chuck Becker Channel Seeds, Pit Stop Auto Service and Detailing. And in the gold level, we have two. We have Freedom Repair and Construction and Tobin Drainage. And at our top level, Platinum, Iowa State Bank. So I want to thank the sponsors very much for their support, and could we have a round of applause for all these great people and supporters. Thank you. And we'll now move on to the Academic Achievement Awards. Will Addie please come to the podium to recognize our chapter scholars?
Tonight we will recognize our chapter scholars. Chapter scholars are individuals that excel in classroom and their academics. These individuals shine in class participation as well as higher learning. These members must have a cumulative GPA of 3.25 or higher. As an FFA chapter, we feel it's very important to applaud those who represent us within our academic arena at AP High School. The following students will be coming to the stage and receiving a certificate to recognize their academic achievements. Please hold all applause to the end. For the freshmen, Savannah Asher, Keegan Bolus, Savannah Buss, Avery Freund, Colton Harkin, Tanner Lamson, Joey Lito, Kellen Rines, Landon Reynolds, Fiona Wilvatney, Malia Wessels, and Emma Wolf. We will now start our sophomores. For sophomores, Toby Arculary, Cora Behrens, Madison Cooley, Tommy Jansen, Alan Johnson, Morgan Johnson, Jenna Lupkus, Kenzie Mowinkle, Niall Peterson, Kendall Ryherd, Eli Schipper, Bella Sessler, and Emily Sweeter. For our juniors, Hannah Bill, Leanne Bovey, Hannah Butcher, Ella Lubers, Blaine Luring, Avery Tatey, and Addie Williamson. And for our seniors, Abby Behrens, Libby Jansen, Charity Johnson, Cassidy Mowinkle, and Elena Mulder. Additionally, the state of Iowa also recognizes senior FFA members that have maintained 3 years of active membership, maintained a 3.5 cumulative GPA throughout high school, and have well-kept records of successful SAE project. These awards are promoted, sponsored, and delivered to FFA chapters statewide by the Iowa Farm Bureau Federation. When your name is called, would the following members please come to the stage to receive your Academic Achievement Award. This year's scholars are Abby Behrens, Libby Jansen, Cassie Mowinkle, and Elena Mulder. Congratulations, everyone. Can we please have another round of applause for our academic achievement recipients? We will now move on to recognition of our members who competed in a career development event and a leadership development event. Will Cora and Hannah Bill please come to the podium to announce these recipients?
I would now like to recognize our members' successes in the Career Development Event and Leadership Development Event contests, State Leadership Specific Events, and Voting Delegate Award recipients. This year, our members put in countless hours preparing for CDE, LDE, and specialty event contests. Our members participated at sub-districts at West Marshall High School on February 9th. Many of our members advanced to district contests at Belmont-Clemmy High School in Belmont on March 5th. 2 members earned the right to compete at the state contest held in Ames this year. Several others participated in state-only events. Our students represented well this year, and we are excited to announce results. Our first round of Career Development Events, or CDE awards, do not have an Iowa FFA Association printed certificate like the LDEs, but we will still recognize these outstanding members. As your name is called, please stand to be recognized. Audience, please hold applause until the end. Livestock judging consists of many different teams and members competing at several events, including the National Barrow Show, Grundy Livestock Show, Vinton Classic, the Iowa Beef Expo, and the SDSU Little International over the past year. The teams continue to develop and become more competitive. In the next few years, these members will become state and nationally competitive with hard work and dedication put into this CDE. Will Hannah Bill, Keegan Bolus, Avery Freund, Colton Harkin, Dade Herman, Tommy Jansen, Clayton McClanahan, Wyatt Mitchell, Dalton Shell, Avery Tatey, and Addie Williamson please stand and be recognized. You may be seated. We will now recognize our Leadership Development Events, or LDEs. Please come to the stage and be recognized. In the District Green Hand Quiz, Jesse Brower, Lexi Hauser, Ian Lang, Zaid Pies, and Caden Sherman received a bronze. Savannah Asher, Savannah Buss, Avery Freund, Colton Harkin, Dade Herman, Joey Lito, Landon Reynolds, Malia Wessels, and Emma Wolf received a silver. Keegan Bolus received a gold rating. In the district chapter quiz, Niall Peterson, Eli Shipper, and Emily Sweeter received a silver rating. Cora Behrens received a gold rating. In the state green hand quiz, Avery Freund and Colton Harkin received silver ratings. In Ag Broadcasting, Abby Behrens received a gold rating at subdistricts and received a silver rating at districts. In Individual Ag Sales, Tommy Jansen received a gold rating at subdistricts. In Chapter Exhibit, the team of Cora Behrens, Wyatt Junker, Elena Mulder, and Bella Sessler worked on the chapter display leading up to the State FFA Leadership Conference and brought home a gold rating this year. This award also goes out to all members who participated in bringing iPonics to our Ag classroom. Dr. Beckel from Wartburg College and Mr. Scott in the Industrial Tech Department also deserves a round of applause for their involvement in making the display a success. At the end of the day, more than 70 people contributed to the project itself, but these 4 put it into an easily recognizable information board and attractive display. Congratulations. And in extemporaneous speaking, Hannah Bill was the sub-district and district champion with a gold rating and earned a bronze rating at state convention. In job interview, Addie Williamson received a bronze rating at sub-districts. In public speaking, Elena Mulder was the sub-district champion and district champion with a gold rating and earned a gold rating at state convention. Elena will receive a jacket pin for her gold rating at state in this event.
In chapter program, Hannah Butcher, Leanne Bovey, and Avery Tatey received a gold rating at sub-districts and was the district alternate. In conduct of meetings, the team of Madison Cooley, Colton Harkin, Tanner Lamson, Joey Lito, Kellen Wright, Bella Sessler, Malia Wessels, and Savannah Buss served as the alternate to the team, which received a gold at sub-districts but did not advance. Cora Behrens and Henry Wright served as voting delegates for our chapter during the North Central District Convention, and Abby Behrens and Addie Williamson served as voting delegates at the State Leadership Conference business session. In state band, Cora Behrens, Madison Cooley were nominated and earned a spot to join 87 members from 53 chapters across the state. Leanne could not participate due to a surgery during the state convention. These members performed Into the Storm, arranged by Robert W. Smith during the second general session, and Believer, arranged by Victor Lopez during the fourth general session. They have received pins for their selection to state band. In state chorus, Bella Sessler was nominated and earned a spot to join 81 members from 41 chapters across the state. Bella performed Be a Light, arranged by Tim Hayden during the second general session, and Homeward Bound, arranged by Jay Outhouse during the fourth general session. Bella has received a pin for her selection to state chorus. In Courtesy Corps, Justin Bill, Tommy Jansen, Wyatt Junker, Niall Peterson, Eli Shipper, and Emily Sweeter were all nominated and earned a spot to join 191 members from 71 chapters across the state. They all stayed extremely busy coordinating competitors in CDE and LDEs, stage crew setup and movement, and general work wherever it was needed throughout the convention. These members all received pins for their selection to State Courtesy Corps. Congratulations, everyone. Can we please have one more round of applause for our CDE, LDE, State Leadership Specific Events, and Voting Delegate Award recipients. We will now move on to fruit sales recognition. Will Elena please come to the podium to recognize our top leaders in fruit sales?
At the beginning of the year, Mr. Puden spoke to us and told us that our chapter's ability to participate in local, district, state, and national events depended on the funding our chapter receives from various sources. The biggest source of our chapter's fundraising efforts comes from fruit sales. This fall, he challenged individual members to sell over $1,000 during the 1 month of selling. Last year's goal was $35,000, so we knew we had to try and improve. We set the goal at $37,500 and we got to work. We mapped out a plan, obtained organizational binders and money holders, set a weekly calendar for sales goals, and modified our master fruit order form. Thanks to the new efforts, our members did extremely well. Members who reached the $1,000 individual sales goal would have the option to attend the ski trip to Sundown Mountain in January. However, that option was not necessary because we reached our $37,500 goal, so all members got the chance to go on the trip. Even though we completed this incredible record as a group, team, and chapter, we still want to recognize our hardworking members on reaching our bracket goals. We will also recognize the top individuals in each class, best sales by class, and the top salesperson. Would members please stand to be recognized when they hear their names? Please hold applause until the entire bracket level has been read. In the $500 to $1,449 bracket, Abby Behrens, Justin Bill, Jesse Brower, Savannah Buss, Lexi Hauser, Dade Herman, Wyatt Junker, Zach Clausen, Ella Lubers, Jenna Lubkis, Elena Mulder, Kendall Ryard, Dalton Schell, Eli Shipper, Abri Tatey, Malia Wessels, and Addie Williamson. In the $1,500 to $2,449 bracket, Hannah Bill, Hannah Butcher, and Henry Rines. In the $2,500 to $3,449 bracket, Bella Sessler. In the $3,500 to $4,499 bracket, Colton Harkin. And in the $5,000 and above bracket, Tommy Jansen. Now will the following people please come to the stage to receive their respective medals and trophies. The top selling class was the sophomores. The top freshman individual was Colton Harkin. The top sophomore individual was Tommy Jansen. The top junior individual was Hannah Butcher. And the top senior individual was Zach Clausen. It's now time to recognize the top salesperson for the 2021-2022 year. After what was thought to never be beaten last year at a total of $4,707 from Missy Oswagon, our top salesperson this year is Tommy Jansen, who sold $5,092. Congratulations, Tommy. Can we now call Abby Behrens, Hannah Bill, Hannah Butcher, and Mr. Pudens to the stage to recognize our degree recipients.
Madam President, I have an announcement from the Secretary's desk.
Proceed with your announcement.
I have the applications of 22 students enrolled in agricultural education who are candidates for the Green Hand FFA degree.
Our Constitution outlines minimum qualifications for our members to receive this degree. Mr. Pudens, do all candidates meet these minimum qualifications?
All members meet necessary qualifications.
Will the candidates please rise and come forward? The Secretary will now read the names of successful candidates.
Savannah Asher, Mason Bertram, Keegan Bolus, Leanne Bovey, Jesse Brower, Savannah Buss, Isaac Foxen, Avery Freund, Colton Harkin, Lexi Hauser, Dade Herman, Tanner Lampson, Ian Lang, Joey Lito, Niall Peterson, Zaid Pies, Landon Reynolds, Bella Sessler, Caden Sherman, Malia Wessels, Fiona Wolvatney, and Emma Wolf.
You are all about to receive the Green Hand FFA degree. This degree is the first of many accomplishments you will achieve as a member of our FFA chapter. Will you strive to develop your abilities through active participation in the FFA? If so, answer, we will.
The pin worn by Green Hands is made of bronze. Because of its hardness and endurance, bronze has been used for ages by those who sought a better substitute for crude stone instruments. May those qualities of hardness and endurance carry you far in our organization. Although you have done well, let me remind you that there are heights yet to be attained. Just as there are medals more precious than bronze, there are more rare and more precious achievements to be won in our organization. The silver pin of the chapter degree and the gold charm of the state FFA degree await those who earn them.
Green hands, we are proud to inscribe your names to the scroll of the Appleton-Parkersburg FFA chapter, the Iowa FFA Association, and the National FFA Organization. Our advisor and reporter will now present you with your certificates and bronze pins.
Madam President, I have the applications of 17 students enrolled in an agricultural education program who are candidates for the chapter FFA degree.
Our Constitution outlines minimum qualifications for our members to receive this degree. Mr. Pudens, do all candidates meet these minimum qualifications?
All members meet the required qualifications for this award.
Will the candidates please rise and come forward? The secretary will now read the names of successful candidates.
Cora Behrens, Justin Bill, Hannah Butcher, Madison Cooley, Haley Holmeister, Tommy Jansen, Alan Johnson, Morgan Johnston, Wyatt Junker, Blaine Luring, Jenna Lupkis, Ava Mann, Kinsey Mowinkle, Kendall Ryherd, Eli Shipper, Emily Sweeter, and Avery Tatey.
You are about to receive the Chapter FFA degree. This is the highest honor that any chapter can bestow upon its members. Will you strive to develop your abilities through active participation in the FFA? If so, answer, we will.
We will. The pin worn by chapter members is made of silver. Although you have done well, let me remind you that there are heights yet to be attained. Just as there are medals more precious than silver, there are rare and more precious achievements to be won in our organization. The gold charm or the state FFA degree and the golden key of the American FFA degree await those who earn them.
Chapter members, we are proud to inscribe your names to the scroll of the Appleton-Parkersburg FFA chapter, the Iowa FFA Association, and the National FFA Organization. Our advisor, treasurer, reporter will now present you with your certificate and silver pins.
All right, and additionally, we also have 2 state degree members that received these in April. They have already received their degree, pin, and chain for their official dress. You guys might have seen that on Hannah Bill and Abby Behrens. And for American degree, Diana Mulder will be earning her American FFA degree on stage in front of more than 60,000 members to earn her certificate in the highly sought after gold key at the National FFA Convention in Indianapolis this coming October. She will be earning the most prestigious of all awards given to FFA members. We do not have her degree yet because it's in October, but I'm going to go ahead and shake her hand for her efforts. Diana was a former president and has done a tremendous job in our chapter, and we look forward to celebrating with you in October. And now, can Hannah Butcher, Libby Jansen, and Tommy Jansen now presume duties at the podium to recognize our honorary degree recipients?
An FFA chapter is only as successful as the people and community that support it. We are very lucky to live in an area that cares a lot about its young people and wants to see us succeed. This award is given to a person, group, business, organization, or entity that has made a tremendous effort towards improving our FFA chapter. This year, we'd like to recognize a person within our community.
This year's first honorary degree recipient is Mr. Vern Miller. Vern was born and raised in the Dumont area and still resides on the family farm in Franklin County. He has spent a large amount of his life working with livestock in one way or another. He started by purchasing farmland outside of Iowa Falls to breed and farrow his own sow herd. He progressed to working hogs with local families as well as Iowa Select Farms. In the midst of all that, Vern opened a poultry butchering business, which cost $12,000 to build in 1978. 2 small grain bins filled with stainless steel equipment were converted to fulfill state codes. A state inspector visits every year to make sure everything is up to USDA standards. The first years, he was processing 6,000 to 7,000 birds a year and doing between 250 to 300 per day. He began at 4 a.m. and would finish in 5 or 6 hours. Vern's poultry market is in operation primarily during the months of May through October. With people raising fewer chickens, his daily output is now about 50 to 100 birds. He raises around 300 birds a year himself to sell to other customers. The poultry processing has been a good income, but the best income are the people he has met and the friends he has made in the past 40 plus years. Vern has also spent an equal amount of years being a Boy Scout leader in his free time, helping over 35 boys achieve the rank of Eagle Scout. Besides still processing chickens, Vern is a substitute bus driver for several surrounding school districts. He enjoys attending sporting events for his great nieces and nephews and gardening. He will be one of the 2 recipients this year due to his involvement guiding and advising our animal science classes on the raising and harvesting of broiler chickens. His expertise has been insurmountable in the success of students learning just where their food comes from. Can we please take a look at the photos of Vern helping out the students and give him a big round of applause as he comes to the stage to receive his plaque. Maybe.
I just want to thank you, the class. I had lost my speech back there, but anyway, thank you. I've been at this, like I think she said, this is my 46th year of processing broilers for other people and stuff. So I just want to thank the class from this year that they were a great bunch of young people to work with. I was really honored to be with them for a couple hours and learn how to process. One of the things I wanted to tell you that with FFA, it wasn't just a project, but it's something that you'll learn and you'll have to do the rest of your life too with your families, is learn how to do meat and poultry and vegetables and all that sort of thing with your own families. So it wasn't just a project to raise broilers, but it's a future thing that you'll always do with your agricultural career. So thank you very much for this. So.
Congratulations to Vern Miller for receiving the honorary FFA degree.
Our second honorary degree recipient is Mrs. Shirley Peckosh. Although Shirley does not live in the Appleton or Parkersburg area, her car is set to autopilot where she can drive north from Robbins where she lives. Shirley can be found at virtually all her grandchildren's events, ranging from volleyball, football, basketball, tennis, track, middle school plays, band concerts, FFA events, and pig shows. She doesn't miss much. In addition to supporting Libby, myself, and Sam, she can be found in the AP greenhouse, sometimes coming to the classroom 3 times per week. Shirley and her husband of 51 years, Ken Peckosh, are well known in the Cedar Rapids area and beyond. They co-owned and operated Peck's Green Thumb Nursery and Garden Center with Ken's sister starting in 1980 after buying the business from Peck and Myrtle Peckosh, Ken's parents. Shirley and Ken work side by side, growing and selling beautiful plants, but also growing strong relationships with their wonderful staff, industry colleagues, and most importantly, their loyal customers. Ken and Shirley employed hundreds of workers over the years. They value teaching their employees important skills like being on time, being courteous, and friendly with customers, trying their best to help customers and never guessing about an answer to a question and taking time to find that correct answer. The nursery was known as a landmark in Cedar Rapids for the superior customer service and outstanding product quality, until they retired and sold their property in the fall of 2017.
Shirley started helping last spring with the AP horticulture class, but this winter and spring she has been much more involved. She has assisted the class with ordering plants and supplies, demonstrated planting, watering, and fertilizing. She has taught the class on the importance of caring for the plants and how to market their products. Shirley has spent countless hours before and after class running errands, spraying plants, setting up, and planning for the class activities. Shirley definitely demonstrated getting her hands dirty and expected the students to do the same. Because of Shirley, the AP students experience what greenhouse biz is like. The students even created their own arranged pots as a fun competition, and they can enjoy them all summer. The AP greenhouse was more beautiful than ever before. Please help us award our Mima, Shirley Peckosh, with the AP FFA honorary degree.
Can we please take a look at the photos of Shirley helping out the students and give her a big round of applause as she comes to the stadium to receive her plaque?
Well, I'm a little surprised. I've had kind of a rough year this last year, and I will tell you that these kids and the plants and Mr. Pudence, you all rescued me. I had a wonderful time, and I obviously love plants, but I have so enjoyed all of the kids. So thank you very, very much.
Congratulations to Shirley Peckosh on receiving the honorary FFA degree. Can everyone please give me one more big round of applause for Mrs. Peckosh? I would now like to call Mr. Pudence to the podium.
So before we begin into the Specialty and Star Awards, Mr. Thomas was coming back from an event, and we'd actually like to have him come up to the podium and give some words to the assembly as well. So Mr. Thomas is making his way up.
Well, it's my honor and privilege to be able to be here. I do apologize for being late, but I was the one punished by missing the FFA meal, which is usually the best thing that there is. So It is always my privilege to be here and to see the FFA Banquet and the work that goes through it, the amount of time and hours that not only our young people but Mr. Pudens put into our program, and the pride that's been restored in such a short period of time is something I'm extremely proud of. You know, anybody in our country who says, oh, young people, they're just not what they were. Young people, they've never ever been to an FFA banquet anywhere. When you see our young people and them get up here and present and run this entire thing, when you hear of all the different service projects they've done, the pride they take, the projects they put together, the way our community supports and gets behind them, but I also see the results, the thank yous they write. For me, one of the best things to see is the growth of our young people, especially when they're a part of our FFA. And I'm going to pick on our president in a minute, but if you tell me Abby would be up here leading this entire thing when I saw her as a freshman, I would have lost an awful lot of money in a bet. But her pride, her self-confidence, her buy-in for this is just one of many examples that we'll use for years to come. To our seniors and juniors, your leadership throughout this is something I hope you take great pride in. And I do hope you understand not every chapter has an advisor like we're fortunate enough to have that is dedicated, that puts in countless time and hours and selflessness. But juniors, seniors, you should be proud of where our program is. To our freshmen and sophomores, I've seen great growth in you as young people already. Continue the leadership, follow the steps of what's lead to success, and I can't fathom where this program is going to end up. One thing that I have heard since I was here and became high school principal is multiple directors saying, hey, we really need to start an alumni chapter. And to see that up and running and to see the buy-in and the folks in our community, their passion still for FFA and what FFA meant to them, I know these young people sitting in the auditorium today are also going to be a part of that because of their memories, their experience, the great pride they have in our chapter. So for everybody involved with this thing, from our students to our parents, to our businesses, to folks who just come and help out, but especially to Mr. Pudens, I can't thank you enough for what our program represents. The pride for me to hear our young people applying for state officers, being awarded at national convention, to know all the different projects that these young people do is something we hang our hat on and we take a lot of pride in as a school. So thank you all. What a great program, Mr. Pudens. Thanks for all you do. Thank you.
All right, so now thank you once again, Mr. Thomas. I appreciate it, and I gotta say, he is correct. This area is something else. The buy-in from both students and community members and parents is something really special and something that you don't find everywhere else. It's made my job as an advisor much easier, and I can't wait to move on to this next section where we get to award those kids that have put in the kind of effort and they need extra recognition here. So the following awards from this point on are ones that members had to apply for in order to be selected. It was made very clear to all members in our chapter that one must advocate for themselves in life. This should never be confused with arrogance or overconfidence. Rather, to build on a life skill that is necessary to advance and ultimately succeed in life. Without representing oneself, these awards cannot be given to members. Moving forward, it is important to note that all these awards had to be earned through commitment towards our chapter and putting those efforts into a written essay. A carefully selected committee was formed to remain neutral on applications and instructed to place merit towards the value a member has brought to our Appleton-Parkersburg FFA chapter. Without further ado, let's begin with the Specialty and Star Awards. The award of Star Green Hand recognizes a freshman member that has gone above and beyond the expectations for a first-year FFA member. This year we have a member who has been extremely active in all things FFA. He truly epitomizes the core of the Star Green Hand, which is someone who has a stellar SAE project to start their high school career. His SAE projects include swine and goat production. He has worked on both projects slowly and found success in both breeding and market aspects of his operation. He has competed as the young gun on the livestock judging team, contributing to the many successes of the group. Lastly, he is always ready to lend a hand wherever it is needed. This year's Star Green Hand recipient is Colton Harkin. All right, the Power of the One Award is fairly new to our chapter. It was created out of the necessity to recognize members who are sophomores and have made the chapter what it is. The individual who earns this award motivates people as an individual and pushes them into the right direction. This is an award that is meant to be given to someone who shines as an individual but does not lack team skills either. Rather, their drive supports and fuels other members to be better. This year's recipient had shown her cards early upon joining FFA. Last year at the Swine Jackpot show, this individual showed up without knowing what FFA really was or anything that we really did. She immediately put herself to work and handled grilling and concessions from day one. She has competed on the Conduct of Meetings team that earned a gold at sub-districts representing as president, worked tirelessly on the annual scrapbook, helped with our chapter exhibit that received a gold at state, and even ran for office, which shows the level of dedication she has for our organization. This year's Power of One Award recipient is Bella Sessler. The Workhorse Award recognizes a junior member that has been extremely active in our chapter and simply gets things done. The award recognizes members who have gone above and beyond their duties as a member. It is meant to place importance on our members that are juniors, as their achievements do not always become recognized. This year, our Workhorse Award goes to an individual that has readily taken on any challenge placed in front of her. She may have joined FFA late in her high school career, but that has not stopped her from contributing. She played a large role in our Ignite the Spirit community service project. She was on the chapter program team, who is alternate to districts, and even ran for FFA office over Zoom as she just got home from a surgery. She has a bright future heading into her senior year as one of our premier leaders. This year's Workhorse Award recipient is Leanne Bovey. The Hidden Gem Award recognizes a member who goes the extra mile in the chapter and never seeks or asks for recognition. This is a person who is in the background working for the chapter without others potentially even knowing it. The Hidden Gem Award recognizes a member who is selfless in their acts towards our chapter. You'll notice that this award is clear and has engraved lettering that you really need to look closely at to recognize. Similar to the recipient, unless you're looking really close, you may not always notice. This was a heavily contested award, and just like last year, the committee could not make a decision on just one member. The first member is one that has contributed a lot to volunteering in our chapter. If we are doing something and he knows about it, you can guarantee he'll be present. From concessions to cleanups, swine jackpot to can sorting, he will serve the chapter in whatever capacity he can. The first recipient of the Hidden Gem Award is Wyatt Mitchell. The second member is one that also does a lot in the background. Perhaps one of the busiest people in the chapter, you will still see them present at all events. Another member who contributes a lot of time towards concessions, Farm Safety Day, Swine Jackpot Show, Homecoming Parade setup, Memorial Day flag setup, and most notably, her efforts volunteering for the American Legion and Sons of American Legion breakfasts, soup suppers, and dinner. Each year, both of those local organizations donate a significant amount of dollars to our programs, and she has personally taken it to heart to show them a token of gratitude for their philanthropy, which has not gone unnoticed. The second recipient of this year's Hidden a Gem Award is Hannah Bell. The Star in Chapter Agribusiness Award is given to a senior member who has an exemplary SAE in the area of placement. An SAE in placement requires working for an entity who pays or offers credit for hours towards them. This year's Star in Agribusiness is an individual that has taken full advantage of what an SAE project is. Her SAE project includes working at Brothers Market and with her sheep and goats. She ensures that shelves are stocked, the store is clean, products are rotated, the cash register is counted, and customers are happy. This year's Star Chapter Agricultural Placement is Abby Behrens. The Star Chapter Farmer Award is given to a senior member who has an exemplary SAE in the area of entrepreneurship. An SAE in entrepreneurship is an intensive undertaking that entails having dollars invested into a project, has true risk of money involved, and goes back to the core of what FFA was founded on. This year's Star Chapter Farmer is an individual that encompasses what it means to be a driven and hardworking individual. She has an entrepreneurship in fruit and vegetable production that relates to her large family garden. She plants, weeds, and sells products on Facebook, building a true business from the ground up. This year's Star Chapter Farmer is Elena Mulder. Moving on to Outstanding Class and Grade Achievement and Leadership Awards. We will recognize our members in the area of outstanding achievement. The Outstanding Class Grade Level Awards are given to the person who is the greatest representative of our FFA chapter in their respective grade level. These members embody the leadership qualities that other FFA members should aspire to follow in the footsteps of. Will the following recipients please come forward and receive your pin and plaque when your name is called? This year's Outstanding Freshman Leader is a member who is very quiet. However, she speaks volumes with her attendance to all chapter events and participates heavily in conferences, competitions, and volunteering for the chapter. Someone who I see as an integral part of our chapter in the years to come. This year's Outstanding Freshman Leader is Avery Freund. This year's Outstanding Sophomore Leader is a person who is hardworking and quiet in the background. He works several different jobs outside school and stays very busy. For the chapter, he ensures that he is busy working wherever he may have an event to put together, and played a massive role in the gold rating chapter exhibit at the state convention by building the Falcons Ponix model that you see out in the comments. This year's outstanding sophomore leader is Wyatt Junker. This year's outstanding junior leader is a person who is no stranger to being an outstanding one. She served as our chapter junior vice president last year and vice president this year. Although she's very busy with many other extracurricular activities in sports, she has maintained a balance with our FFA chapter. This year's outstanding junior leader is Addie Williamson. This year's outstanding senior leader is someone who joined FFA late but has taken full advantage of what the chapter offers. This year's recipient has competed in the district welding competition last year, attends all meetings, and ensures he can help wherever necessary. Quietly, he ensures things are taken care of in the Ag Sciences program. He has taken a leadership role in landscape design, Ag Power and Technology, and animal science classes at the high school. He could be counted on to do the grunt work that no one else wanted to do during broiler harvest and shop work. Following graduation, he plans to pursue an apprenticeship in welding. This year's outstanding senior leader is Andrew Holven. The Outstanding Achievement Award is given to a senior who has shown a tremendous level of participation within chapter events, is well-rounded in the academic and extracurricular arena at AP High School, and has future plans to pursue a post-secondary degree. This year's recipient has been a 4-year member who has always shown tenacity towards making our chapter better. She has served as our chapter reporter and treasurer, has aided in recruiting outstanding young members, and earned the ability to compete at this year's state convention in public speaking. She will be attending Iowa State University to study child, family, and adult services with a minor in religious studies. This year's Outstanding Achievement Award goes to Elena Mulder. The Outstanding Leadership Award is given to individuals that excel in leadership positions this year. Whether they were an officer of our chapter, they were a leader of a committee or event, participated in chapter activities, or simply stood out as a premier leader this past year, this award is given to the most worthy. The first member has not taken up major roles within the FFA chapter, but absolutely shines in the agricultural sciences classroom. She is the only member to have been in horticulture class the last 3 years and seen the greenhouse grow from a disorganized, overflowing, and in trouble all around in aspects to a greenhouse and sale that is profitable, boasts huge flowers, vegetables, and herbs, and has taken on the primary leadership roles in all of those years. Without her leadership, the greenhouse would not be as successful as it is. Her leadership will be greatly missed as she heads to Hawkeye Community College and Allen College to study ultrasound technology. The second member is someone who has perhaps grown the most within the 4 years in our chapter. Someone who started out extremely quiet but has grown into a premier leader. She has taken full advantage of LDEs, leadership conferences, been there for new members, and quietly done everything she has been asked, even when those were tough requests. Working at Brothers and in her sheep operation, performing well in the academic and extracurricular arenas, and being tenacious and getting things done are a few things that set this person apart from others. Starting out as a sentinel and making the jump to president seemed to be risky at the time, but it is one thing that has made her develop into the person she is today because she has allowed herself to step out of her comfort zone and become better. Someone who I know who has felt a level of sentiment towards this chapter and recognizes very well what FFA can do for any student. Someone who I'm very proud to call back next year to welcome members, families, and guests to next year's banquet. This year's Outstanding Leadership Awards go to Libby Jansen and Abby Behrens. And once she returns, I'll now hand it over to Abby for parent appreciation.
As we grow as members and students, we often like to think we have it all figured out as teenagers. We can drive, we can go out with friends, we can earn money and spend it how we see fit. As much as we think we are adulting, deep down we know it is not always the case. Our chapter has some truly amazing students, but at the end of the day, we cannot be the people we are without our supportive parents. They are the true heroes. Dealing with teenagers is not easy. We throw curveballs in the decisions we make, the people we interact with, and the attitudes we bring home every day. Sometimes we disagree and argue. There are bad days of academic struggles, breakups, adversity in sports, money issues, poor decisions on our part, or the hardships of missed opportunities, but our parents are always there by our side to guide, comfort, and offer advice to make us better. It is the days of triumphant victories, getting the part to the play, making the team, advancing in a contest, or simply laughing with parents that we always love. There is nothing we could ever do to repay our parents. There is nothing we could ever do to repay what our parents have already given us, but we want to show a token of gratitude. We would now like to have the freshmen to seniors come to the podium to announce your name, your parents' names, and to deliver a flower to them. Freshmen, sophomores, juniors, and juniors take a yellow carnation, and the seniors please take a blue-tipped yellow carnation.
That's an odd sound. Okay. So as Abby said, so freshmen through seniors, freshmen come on up, grab a yellow carnation, seniors grab a blue tip carnation, and please announce your parents and go ahead and give them the flower.
Joe and Lene Lido.
Keegan Bolus, Justin Bolus.
Derek and Jesse Harkin.
Jen and Chris Hauser.
Jesse Brower and Josh Brower, Mandy Brower, Molly Kewitt, and Cody Kewitt.
I'm Tanner Lamson, and I want to thank my dad, Charles Lamson, and my mother, Jacqueline Lamson.
Melissa Truegg, Ben Truegg, and Ryan Freund.
I'm Kellen Rines, Joel and Brandy Rines.
Marissa and Dallas Wessels.
Savannah Buss and Jeremy and Jennifer Buss.
sure you say your name.
I'm Alan, and I want to thank Eric and Rebecca Johnson.
Justin Bill, Bobby and Amy Bill.
Ryan and Leanne Shipper. Matt and Sarah Jansen.
Cora Behrens, Linda and Randy Behrens. Clark and April Lupkis.
Kay Cooley. Chad and Miriam Sessler.
Toby Arculary and John and Shelley Arculary.
Nolan and Kim Junker.
Travis and Emily Williamson.
Scott and Amanda Mitchell.
I'm Hannah Butcher. I'd like to thank Matt and Angela Butcher.
I'm Leanne Bovey, and I want to thank April and David Bovey.
I'm Abrianna Tatey, and I want to thank Michelle Tatey, Jeremy Tatey, and Brenda Tatey.
Bobby and Amy Bill.
Jim and Ann Lubers.
Abby Behrens, Linda and Randy Behrens.
Andrew Holven, Dan and Sarah Holven.
Galen and Carla Mulder.
Matt and Sarah Jansen.
Tori and Jackie Clausen.
Cassidy Mowinkle, Jeff and Carrie Mowinkle.
Brent and Jenny Johnson.
Thank you, parents, once again for all that you do. Can we please get a round of applause for our parents? Can I please call Travis Williamson to the podium to announce scholarship recipients?
All right, is everybody still awake out there? All right. It's truly an honor to be here tonight to hand out these first ever scholarship awards. Very much appreciated to everybody that's contributed to it. But to the point, the Applington-Parkersburg alumni supporters in conjunction with the Applington-Parkersburg FFA are proud to announce that we will be providing annual scholarships to graduating seniors this year. These scholarships will be given to FFA members who pursue a degree at an accredited, accredited 2 or 4 year educational institution. We feel very fortunate to provide you the opportunity to help further yourselves beyond high school. The ideal recipient of these scholarships are exemplary candidates of the entire 3-circle model based on their involvement in their classroom work, their supervised agricultural experience program, and their participation in the FFA. Recipients of this scholarship must have participated in local, sub-district, district, state, or national FFA activities and is in good standing in accordance with the AP FFA Constitution. This year we have 7 recipients who filled out applications and have plans to further their education. We have a total of $4,100 allocated in the amount of $200, $750, and $1,000. We have 3 $200 scholarship recipients. The 3 recipients, if you would come forward and please stay standing: Andrew Hoven, Charity Johnson, and Zach Clausen. We have 2 $750 recipients. Those 2 recipients are Libby Jansen and Cassidy Mowinkle. And we have 2 $1,000 scholarship recipients this year. The two recipients are Abby Behrens and Elena Mulder. Thank you to the seniors for all your efforts working with this chapter. Your dedication has not gone unnoticed, and we wish you the best of luck in the future endeavors. Please never forget what AP FFA has done for you, and we urge you to return and join the ranks of AP FFA alumni and supporters in the future. Can we please have a round of applause for these outstanding seniors? Can I please call Mr. Prudence to the podium to retire our senior officers?
So just like last year, I planned to write something, but here we go without it. So with so many of you guys, I wanted to say a little bit about each one of you, but in lieu of time and moving people along, we'll just expedite that here. But each year, I like to give a word that denotes, you guys can take a look behind you. A few of you guys have changed. Just like Mr. Thomas said before, and I know he referenced Abby here, but I'm guaranteeing a lot of you guys would not expect to accomplish all the things you guys did in the past 4 years here. I know there's some that have been around since the beginning. I know there's ones that have joined late, but nonetheless, you guys have done a tremendous job advancing this chapter. Each year I give a single word to denote or recognize the seniors that graduate from that. 2 years ago, the word was selfless. Last year, the word was relentless. And this year, the word is ameliorating. And that is always ever improving. I recognize that you guys are now going to be the last set of kids for a long time that have 2 advisors. Okay, you guys have seen 2 different ones. You guys have adapted very well and at the same time ameliorating. You've continued to improve ever since. You guys have taken on the chapter and making sure that whatever we're doing, and any time I've called for it, you guys have never stepped back from making this chapter better. And I cannot say how much I appreciate your seniors, your senior group, and I'll give you guys a hug. So. Besides the senior officers, the rest of you guys can take off here. Senior officers there. Sure.
Okay. All right, so we seniors would like to say a couple words about Mr. Prudence. So, Google defines the word advisor as a person who gives advice in a particular field. And for us, this describes Mr. Prudence. Yeah, okay. Mr. Prudence puts in countless hours outside of school to help us achieve success in our LDEs and CDEs, makes us laugh on our bad days, gets us out of school, and encourages us to become better young adults. Every time we fail, he encourages us to never give up and to keep reaching for higher goals. From Justin telling him to do your job, man, at an officer retreat, and every memory in between, this year has been one to remember. Thank you, Mr. Prudence, for everything you do for us, our chapter, and our community. Now we have 2 surprises for you today, one for now and one for later.
You'll find this out when you get home.
But for now, take this gift as a token of our appreciation.
Thank you.
There's a collar in there for
Yeah, there's
Curtis.
a collar.
I'm gonna wear these off.
Okay, we're done now.
All right.
You can talk.
Continue.
It's a professional event. Come on. Can I please? Well, thank you guys. By the way.
It was nice of them too.
Yeah.
Thank you, officers. Can I please call the 2021-2022 officer team to the stage one more time? As you retire from your officer position, know that you have dedicated countless hours and a lot of sacrifice to serve our chapter in a higher standard. You are elected by community members and your peers. That says a lot about your character and ability to lead. The thing that sets this officer team apart from those in the past is the cohesiveness of the group. It all started with our officer retreat to Springbrook State Park in Guthrie Center, Iowa. Traveling far away to plan the year's activities, budget our spending, and bond as a group has proven effective. Even during times of discomfort within the group, maturity has played a role that most students your age cannot manage. I think I can speak for all of you that this year has been filled with a lot of new risks that have become successes, open-mindedness to step up and out, and a lot of laughs and enjoyment spending time with each other. You follow decades worth of great officer teams from several differently named chapters in our area. Although I'm always excited as an advisor to work with the next team, I will always cherish yours as my first group that we got to authentically bond with. Which is what my teaching moment will be for all of you as you move further into life. We will be able to accomplish many things because you put the relationship of the team together. You thought about the team instead of yourselves first. Without building relationships properly, you cannot reap the joys of friendship or bear the discomforts of challenges that life may throw at you. For the last time, your 2021-2022 AP FFA officer team. All right, so we now have the year in review. Yes, one more round of applause for this year's team.
Hope that you take that jump and you don't fear the fall. I hope when the water rises, you build a wall. And I hope when the crowd screams out, they're screaming your name. I hope if everybody runs, you choose to stay. And I hope that you fall in love and it hurts so bad. Hey, the only way you can know is give it all you have. Oh, oh, and I hope that you don't suffer but take the pain. I hope when the moment comes, you'll say, I did it all. And I did it all. I owned every second that this world could give. I saw so many places, the things that I did. Yeah, with every broken bone, I swear I lived. It's at midnight, but we needed just a little more. Yellow light flipping on and off, interrupting that good night kissing. We wanted 5 more minutes. Time rolls by, the clock don't stop. I wish I had a few more drops of the good stuff, the good times. Oh, but they just keep on flying right on by like it ain't nothing. I wish I had me a pause button. Moments like those, Lord knows I'd hit it and give myself 5 more minutes. 18, turned my helmet in, walked to the 50-yard line. Just the coach and me after we lost 8-10 to 9. And I cried, man, next time to get in here, I'll have to buy a ticket. Can't you give me 5 more minutes? Time rolls by, the clock don't stop. I wish I had a few more drops of the good stuff, the good times. Oh, but they just keep on flying right on by like it ain't nothing. I wish I had me a pause button. Moments like those.
As long as we're together, there's no place I'd rather be. With every step we take, Kyoto to the bay, strolling so casually. We're different and the same, gave you another name, switch up the batteries. If you gave me a chance, I would take it. It's a shot in the dark, but I'll make it. Knowing that I know you can't shame me when I am with you. There's no place I'd rather be. No, 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 no place I'd rather be. No, 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 no place I'd rather be. No, 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 no place I'd rather be. When I am with you, there's no place I'd rather be. Gave me a chance, I would take it. It's a shot in the dark, but I'll make it. Knowing that I know you can't shake me when I am with you. There's no place I'd rather be. 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 When I am with you, there's no place I'd rather be.
All right, so my last time speaking up here, and I just got a few announcements as everyone heads on out. The silent auction items would now be closed. I'll send my alumni out to collect those papers, and you guys can go ahead and pay for those at the end of the night. I want to thank you to all those who donated items. It's more dollars that go into our alumni chapter, and as you can see from tonight, the effort that was put forth to raise money, and then we got to give out scholarships for the first time. This has been absolutely incredible, and I appreciate everyone that put their name on the sheet out there and is donating dollars back to our alumni chapter that financially supports our members. For everyone else that received an award, and I know it might be a little congested out there, but make sure you stop out before leaving to get a picture of your awards. So all the groups will go together and we'll take those pictures at the banner right outside the doors. Anyone who receives a pin tonight, you may display your top 3 highest achieving pins below your name on your FFA jacket before the picture. So display them properly and proudly. Thank you once again to Vern Miller and Shirley Peckosh for their exceptional service to our FFA chapter. I simply would not be able to get as many things done in our FFA chapter without community members that exist like Vern and Shirley. So thank you so much. If we get one more round of applause for them. Once again, thank you to the individuals, businesses, and organizations who have sponsored the alumni chapter through expertise or advice, dollars contributed, labor contributed to our chapter, or in-kind donations. We can't have a chapter that runs like it does without their unwavering support. Parents, thank you so much for being supportive of your son and daughters. I seriously get to work with the most tremendous students. I might be a little biased, but I think we've got the best ones in the state. And thanks once again for a successful year and all of your support. I will now turn it over to Abby to introduce the new officers. Yep, so it's actually
Tommy.
Tommy, yep.
Call him up first.
Yep. Yeah, go ahead.
We would like to call up all balloted officers to the stage at this time. Yeah. Everybody but 2. But 2. The 2. All right. What?
Let me grab.
We good to go? What? Do we go? No. A month and a half ago, officer elections were held. We had 11 members run for office, and there were only 7 available. The decision is left to the community members and seniors of who will lead the chapter for the next year. Extremely difficult decisions are always made, and this year's ballot was no exception. Students who run all receive a letter the following day after elections to find out if they are balloted for an office. The time in between elections and banquet is a period where those who were balloted do not know their positions. Without further ado, it is time to announce the officers of the 2022-2023 school year. This year's new FFA officer team is
And now, for your junior vice president, my good friend, Colton Harkin.
your chapter sentinel, Wyatt Junker.
Your new 2022-2023 chapter reporter, Cora Behrens.
Your 2022-2023 treasurer, Tommy Jansen.
Your 2022-2023 chapter secretary, Hannah Butcher. Your 2022-2023 vice president, Hannah Bill.
And your 2022-2023 chapter president is Addie Williamson. It is an honor to be an officer in the FFA. From time to time during the year, you may encounter difficult problems, but through cooperation, hard work, and dedication, you will succeed and the FFA will prosper. Do each of you accept the responsibilities of your office, and will you do your best to uphold the ideals and principles of the FFA? If so, answer, we do.
We do.
I now declare each of you properly and duly installed in the respective office to which you were elected. May your year of service be marked by integrity, dedication, and cooperation. Set high standards of leadership for all chapter members. Retiring officers, can you please escort the new officers to their respective stations?
Madam Secretary, do you have any record of further business which should now be transacted?
I have none, Madam President.
Does any member know of any new or unfinished business that should be properly come before this meeting? We are now about to adjourn the meeting of the Athleton-Parkersburg FFA chapter. As we mingle with others, let us be diligent in labor, just in our dealings, courteous to everyone, and above all, honest and fair in the game of life. Fellow members and guests, join me in a salute to our flag. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. I now declare this banquet adjourned.